Hey, it's Triple and welcome to Vampire Therapist. This is, as it says here on screen, a comedy game about the immortal undead processing historical yet personal traumas. References to historical violence and oppression may be upsetting to some, and this game was developed in consultation with real licensed therapists. So, let's hop into it, shall we? Not to be considered a substitute for real therapy unless you're a vampire.
Sam Walls, and I'm a dead man. Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire. Now, if you think that means all that Dracula hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals for sport, I wouldn't blame you one bit.
We all love a
That's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger years with my former gang. And let me tell you, a vampire who's good with a gun can be a real terror. I got lucky though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs. They taught me my letters and showed me how my thinking was keeping me from finding any kind of peace. After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a vampire. And I found revelation. What I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters. It's the self-defeating ways we think. Anywho, as the world started getting smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. Good thing I'm a quick draw.
Oh.
But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. Fella named Andromachos, supposed to be 3,000 years old. He invited me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than time has got to have the answers. I'm going on a trip, I guess.
Old West
this
vampire.
Feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been looking, and now it's time to give back. Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they don't have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them.
Oh, nice intro. Welcome to Vampire Therapist. It should also say I was provided a key for this. Cheers, devs. Leipzig.
Well, I think this is the address. Number 27, Clean Flitter Mouse Streeb?
Wait, let me see if I can pronounce that. Kleinfleider Mausstraße?
Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here. Wait a minute. These folk are vampires. Better watch myself. Guten Abend, folks. Sprechen Sie English?
Ja, hello, Alta. Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
Reinhardt the Vampire, incredible. We'll ask about Andromachos.
I'm looking for Andromachos.
You mean the club owner? Ja, that is why we are here.
If you're lucky, he will invite us to the private party at the end of the night.
Well, what happens there?
I think maybe it is too kinky for Americans to hear.
Okay, then.
Well, what's so special about this club?
Immernacht is the greatest club aller Zeiten. The owner makes sure everyone has a good time.
Always night. Fitting
if
name.
anyone acts without respect, they are banned from the club forever.
Alright.
You are free to do and be whatever you like, as long as you are harming no one.
Alright.
And I hear that they are now attracting sexy old cowboys.
I guess we're playing as the sexy old cowboy vampire then.
Shh, Maxie. He is old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh, come on now. You're just flattering me. I'm only a couple 100 years old.
Oh mein Gott, he is so cute, Reinhardt. Can I keep him?
Oh, let's go with the dress code. Why not?
It'll fit the dress code.
The cowboy look is total sexy, but you will get a bit sweaty.
I hope we will all get a bit sweaty.
Okay, Maxie.
Good thing we run a little on the cold side, huh?
Don't worry, mein Liebling. We make each other warm.
Reinhard, stop. Don't scare the American. I want to do that.
Bonk. Bonk on
Maxi,
Maxi.
you're so naughty tonight.
No, you are.
Oh, I definitely ain't an American no more.
Yep.
I can
Sure,
cut loose.
guess we're here
What
to
kind
party.
of party is this?
The kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Oh, you're them kind of vampire.
Oh, you know, I just realized, I don't know if I ever... Did I ever change the game over to Vampire Therapist? I did, okay.
Ach so, there are better things to suck than blood, are there?
Poor
Also,
Sam.
we have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined.
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it. It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampires think. Well, let's see. One type of thinking I noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of. There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do or die showdown. And there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine. I can always check my journal if I need examples. I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there. I think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in, though. Hold on, compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own fun.
I don't want to have my own fun. Immernacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Interesting. I think we're being game mechanicked. So, we don't want this. High noon mind seems like danger. Hot branding. So, hot, it's a cognitive distortion. That's very clever. That's a very clever way to think about it. Hot branding. Sometimes humans call ourselves we humans sometimes call ourselves awful names. I'm a failure, I'm unlikable. It's like burning ourselves with a big old branding iron. Every time we look at ourselves, we'll keep seeing those names. I'm thinking this is saloon thinking?
Wait a second. She's
Nope.
acting like this is all or nothing. Do
Oh.
or die. What I call that again?
That's, okay, that, I see.
Maybe I ought to check my journal.
I
Alright,
don't
no.
want to.
Amigos, you're
There we
putting
go.
too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high noon showdown. The night's full of possibilities.
Okay.
Reinhard,
Interesting.
I don't know what this means, but I like the way the sexy American talks.
I love how we're being flirted with by vampires and we're like helping them helping them identify and bypass their cognitive
You
distortion.
make us think that maybe it is better we haven't gotten into the club, because we are now meeting you.
Hey, if meeting me makes your night better, I'm glad we met. I really gotta find Andromachos, though.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked our way all night.
This is a really interesting game. Sorry I've not been too vocal to chat. I've been trying to tutorialize. Thank you to y'all had the raid and run at the raid and came at the start of this.
I'm here to see Andromachos.
Have fun, mate.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have yourself a fine night, you hear?
Cowboy, what about her?
Let's try and be a good person.
Yeah, sure, they're friends of mine.
Have fun, mate.
Well, come on, you two. We ain't got all night. Yeah. Dang, awful loud in here.
Come on, my liver, dance with us!
Oh, you kids have fun. I'll catch up with you later. Tarnation, I'd rather hear a gopher giving birth than this. I better talk
I don't want to know
more
about gopher
sleeping
giving
drinks in
birth
this here
found, so
saloon.
don't tell me,
They
chat.
ought to know where Andromachos is. But pardon me, ma'am.
Well, well, look at you. We get a lot of 80s fashion in here, but not usually the 1880s. What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka. You down?
I never drink Red Bull. I'm actually looking for the owner. He around tonight?
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls, huh?
Sam
I don't think I
Walls.
know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
That is Hot Brandon.
From where I'm standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine. Don't go branding yourself like that's all you are.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are. Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve. I don't think you're looking for boots.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am. I was wondering where the blood was. I met some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some gods, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
So all these people are mortals?
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood? They can't wait to share it with him.
Oh.
It's a special experience. He's
That's
the
cool.
only real vampire here. Well, him and Bert.
Bert?
You met him already. Bert, shuffle on over here.
Bouncer? Yep.
This one's here to see the big guy. Show him upstairs, okay?
Have fun, mate.
Good luck up there, cowboy. Hope you find what you're looking for.
This game's really cool. I'm really enjoying the, It's giving me, like, Ace Attorney.
Howdy. It's Sam Walls
But
to see
there-
you, sir.
but
The guy
therapy.
who's been sending you all them V-mails.
Come on.
Yes, I know who you are, Samuel Walls. You have come here because you believe you can help our king.
The voice work in this game is incredible.
The question is, are you first
Hello.
able to help yourself?
Yeah.
I've been fixing myself for more than a century now. I don't think I need help.
Then you must prepare to learn a most difficult lesson. We all need help, Samuel. I am pleased that you have come to receive mine.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them regardless.
It's ironic you're going to get blood work. I'm
Please,
playing a vampire
sit
game.
down.
Hopefully they won't bite you.
What an absolute pleasure it is to meet you at last. I found your messages most intriguing.
I'm trying to think. I did answer wrong.
Afraid there ain't much
Self-improvement
here in the way
is
of
a
intrigue.
constant
I'm
journey.
just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You know, I receive emails every day from vampires seeking my help. You are the very first to seek my aid in helping others. This alone makes you intriguing.
Well, dang. I think you're going to be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me. I'm just honored you're giving me the time of night.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather set in their ways. It is inspiring to see someone so young and eager to learn.
Yeah, well, I wasn't much for learning when I was alive. Just making up for lost time, I guess.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most. I was particularly intrigued by these revelations you had while walking in nature.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
these
them.
three.
Well, I give walking the credit. Nothing sorts my thoughts out better. After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
I've tried to explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. I could try, though. See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive. Or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something. And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
Fascinating, Samuel. These revelations that you had in the woods, mortal psychologists have a term for them.
Yeah,
They
here
are
we go.
called cognitive distortions.
I like that we're getting into the, this, I guess vaguely therapistly dressed. Now we're actually getting into the, the medical terms for
Cognitive,
this
who's
stuff.
what now?
Yeah. Sorry, cowboy.
Cognitive distortions. They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific revelations you had.
We'll explain high noon thinking, because we addressed that one earlier.
I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do-or-die absolutes. High noon mind, I call it. Like that feeling you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess I have no experience with this feeling. I engaged in mortal combat long before the age of gunpowder. But the sentiment you describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marcus Aurelius. He used to say that the magnitude of life's challenges often turn us into our worst selves.
Yep.
You mean Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor?
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marcus was a bedroom name.
You mean you and the emperor were...
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake.
Of course it was.
My apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon mind. I believe we can broaden your definition. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
So we can see here in our collected notes of Sam Wells, I do find it funny there's an email listed.
Nosferatu thinking?
It means you are thinking in black and white.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. The truth is far more complex and colorful.
In therapy, when I learned about this cognitive distortion, we did call it black and white thinking. But what did he call it? He said polarized thinking, where everything is either black or white, one or the other. Also, I think high noon thinking is not a bad way to think about it either, because it's often like...
Not every high noon gunfight ends in oblivion, correct?
Yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try to catch me using Nosferatu thinking. I will give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. I will repeat them if you miss it. If I do not drink blood, I will surely die.
That's an accurate statement, though.
Death eventually comes for us all. Mortals will always fear our kind.
That's Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who I was and weren't scared.
Very good, Samuel.
Yay!
And even if you hadn't, to say mortals will always fear us ends any hope that they might not. Always is such a terminal word, is it not? Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with me?
We'll talk about the hot branding.
I used to be in a gang. They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I was, I would have said, I'm a murdering bastard. Once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard. But that's how I was choosing to brand myself. My old gang's still around, and they're still branding themselves like that. They can't see themselves as anything but killers.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical term, however, which is labeling.
Yeah,
you correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act. When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are doomed to fulfill.
Love the voice work for Andrew Marcos.
For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer. It was not untrue that killing was how I made my way in the world. I was an unstoppable warrior and assassin, but with this label, I limited myself for ages. I did not only kill people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had. See whether you can catch me doing some labeling in my next few statements. I am so old, I am ancient.
Oh, come on. I know you've been kicking around a lot.
But according to definition, I am ancient.
It
is not a label, but a specific...
Well,
yeah, you tricked me on that one.
The secret is moisturizer. Call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner. How shall I describe myself? Yes, I am a master.
Well, that's about as clear a labeling as it gets. Yeah, we vampires tend to do a lot of killing, but reducing ourselves to killers ain't doing us any favors.
The ancient thing got me. I forgot he's actually ancient.
Samuel. You are correct. Labels
so used to a whole people I know insulting themselves like that.
I was a mere murderer for most of my existence because that is how I labeled myself.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Sam Walls, the murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me.
Me neither.
Did you
You're
have
good,
more
Sam.
Revelations to tell me about?
Yes.
I realize that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time. It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into them last drops because he thinks life's hopeless.
I was trying to describe this feeling to someone the other day of like being that saloon despot in like a Western. I couldn't think of like the mental health term for it though.
Two extremes that probably ain't true.
A fascinating observation, Samuel. Your saloon thinking was described in my time as the battle between hubris and nemesis, the twin excesses of arrogance and self-pity.
Oh man, it made me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
You live forever, my friend. There is no rush. What you have identified is a phenomenon where individuals perceive either an illusion of control or a lack of control. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described
control fallacy.
Rarely do we have complete power over our situations or no power at all. But we create this illusion that stops us from attempting to change our perceived situations.
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang. And maybe that's what made me stick with them for so long.
This game's real cool.
Yes, you see how cognitive distortions keep us from facing reality, whatever that reality may be. Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always...
You're testing me, ain't you? That's a control fallacy, right?
Well done, Samuel.
Yeah.
I am indeed very powerful, but the cosmos holds no awareness of Andromachos. Of course, as you expertly pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, a control fallacy can be positive or negative. Listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it.
Technically true.
My kitty cat died. I shall be...
There you go.
I'm sorry about your sweet kitty, but you could always pick up a new one. Or there's lots of them just wait.
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when a pharaoh I was dating had our cat mummified. I went into a murderous depression that nearly decimated the continent. But I had the power to help myself along by
Andromachos lore goes wild.
Oh, dang, don't let me get on your bad side.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more?
I think that's all of them. Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to me.
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel. What took me nearly 3 millennia to understand took you merely 2 centuries.
Oh, come on, you're just flattering me.
I agree. Green flag that he got sad about the cat.
Are you now? Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
Labeling.
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself, huh?
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for is not to become perfect beings, but to understand and accept ourselves. As long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, we can address our real challenges. One cannot drink blood from a straw man, after all.
Ah, that's
I ain't
clever.
heard that one before, but I like it.
Can't drink blood from a straw man.
The concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied. I know you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that you understand that I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a... If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
Well, that ain't right.
No.
He's acting powerless.
Acting powerless, okay.
Well, there's a control fallacy, sir.
Yep.
You're acting like you've got no control, but you could lay down some ground rules for guests, or some newspaper.
Or express concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained. I am Andromachos, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean.
Well, that's definitely some intense labeling. Those are some hard names to get over.
You are not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia.
Doing some good therapizing here.
If my club's revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up living on the street.
Black and white thinking? If then.
That there's got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a huge space between making a ton of profit and living on the street.
That's a good thing to note about black and white thinking in real life. If you find yourself expressing an if-then statement that's not objectively true, you might have unintentionally created some polarized thinking for yourself.
You are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of banking interest means that money is not really an object to me anyway. Samuel, now I am not only intrigued by, but also
dark
impressed.
Pupil learned about cognitive
I would very
distortions.
much like to teach you my ways, but I must demand something of you first.
Anything. I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself.
Yep.
I will not have you seeing clients without a commitment.
Absolutely.
Now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in cognitive
I have. I didn't even know.
They are most insidious. But I am here to help you identify.
Sam, you need therapy too. Yeah. I do highly recommend this game.
Alone for too long, Samuel.
Very much enjoying it
Allow me
already.
to share my experience with you.
Well, all right, if you say so. I appreciate your taking the time to work on this, old cowpoke.
So we're going to be both giving therapy and receiving therapy
all the time in the world,
from Andromakos.
But for now, you must be eager for something fresh.
Okay then. Well,
you don't have to call me sir, you know.
All right then, Andromachos.
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 Hey, Andromaku.
Just call me Andy.
All
Andy
right,
works.
Andy. I'll see you tomorrow then.
All right. Good job, us. We did the thing. It's a game that I see that they definitely did consult real therapists, like they mentioned in the intro, and it's neat. Mixing real-world mental health awareness and education into a game like this. That's an incredibly good way to do things.
Dang, look at all them mortals, sweating, blood pumping. I am thirsty. There ain't no power on this earth that'll get me on a dance floor. Maybe I'll see if the bartender's got anything for me.
Alright.
If it isn't Clint Eastwood again. How'd it go, cowboy?
Seems I'll be sticking around. Guess I'd better get used to things around here.
Good to hear. About time someone helped Andy with his work. Seems you vampires have a lot of problems to fix. Name's Crimson.
Also, can we just appreciate the bartender Crimson? A vibe. Love it.
Fine meeting you, Crimson. How do you know so much about what Andy's doing?
Pillow talk. I'm his blood partner.
No shit. How's a mortal get hooked up with an ancient vampire?
I'm a rock climber. I stumbled into one of his lairs in Madagascar, found a cave while climbing a mountain, and there he was, naked in a hot tub.
Dang. Must have been a...
You ain't kidding, cowboy. Didn't expect a luxury apartment with a gorgeous naked vampire inside of a mountain. We hit it off, and he asked me to come back here with him. I like an adventure, so I said, what the hell? I'll date the gorgeous Dracula. But what are you doing talking to me, cowboy? The blood's running hot on the dance floor, and these kids don't mind a little biting.
Ain't no way I'm dancing. There's gotta be a better way to get something fresh to drink.
Reinhard, look. It's the sexy old guy again.
You should buy us a drink, old guy. You'll probably get lucky. Actually, you will definitely get lucky.
Pleasures of the flesh ain't exactly what I'm after tonight.
Rapid
That's because
pleasures
you
of
haven't
fangs.
experienced these pleasures with us yet. Buy us a drink and you will discover great satisfaction by uns.
Ooh. This seems like the best of these.
I ain't buying you a drink. I think I'd be insulting your economic status.
Mein Lieber, don't worry about us. We just like to feel special. We have lucrative jobs in IT.
Oh my god, of
Yeah,
course they work
well,
IT.
I see my printer died again. Getting real tired of these things.
Please, we are here to party. But get a laser printer.
Well, thanks for the tip. That ink seems to be more valuable than blood.
Oh yeah, the art in this game is great. I probably don't have the money, huh?
I ain't buying you a drink. All I got are good old-fashioned dollars.
I like American money. All we have on our money are buildings. You have all the sexy old men.
Maxie, what's your thing with
Alright,
old
I'll buy it.
men?
Which of them old men are sexy?
I like Hamilton. His posture is just so powerful.
There is a dollar coin that has Eisenhower's face on it.
Oh, you are right. Eisenhower is, how do you Americans say, a snack?
Oh yeah, Eisenhower's a snack, huh? Good to
You
know.
like older men.
I don't really want to keep
I
going through
ain't
these
buying
options.
you a drink. This stuff's
Are you making a joke? We are at a bar.
It's okay. He's just trying to be protective. Aren't you, Opa?
Don't, no, don't, no
You know,
thank
I think
you.
the drinks here ain't strong enough for you two.
Oh no, I don't want to tell them they're not my type.
I ain't buying you a drink. You ain't a...
Oh, we don't want to marry you. We just want to have fun with you.
You kids are too... Well, these kids just ain't gonna leave me alone.
Oh, I see. That we're trying to exhaust all the options.
Stop teasing the cowboy, Kinder. They're just messing with you. Drinks are free here.
Oh my god. Thank you, Crimson.
Dang, really? Ain't never been to a saloon with free hoop.
Call it a drink exchange.
That makes sense.
So, everyone here knows they might be sharing blood?
Only as long as there's consent. We like to create a safe environment here. Why don't you take
10 out of 10.
Reinhard and Maxie here back to the kink room?
Wait, kink room?
This is where the biting happens.
You're not in Kansas anymore, cowboy. We are not afraid of sex here.
I'm from Missouri, but, point taken.
Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do in there. Just have fun and drink your fill, handsome. I'm sure I'll be seeing plenty of you. Maxie, Reinhard, this is one of our special customers.
Ach so, ein Vampir. I'm thinking we are all getting lucky then.
My neck scrubs with anticipation.
Dang. Guess I'm going to a kink room then. Thanks, Crimson.
Thanks, Crimson.
I knew a man who wore this much leather couldn't be boring.
Yeah, well, you got me pegged.
Is that what we are doing now? Give me the document and I will sign myself up for it.
Bonk.
I really ain't in Missouri
Bonk.
anymore. Look, I'm more into biting.
Oh, your teeth look perfect. Are you going to bite me with those?
That's the plan. Who's going first?
Oh, me.
Well, step right on up.
Oh my gosh. I have to do a quick time event for the fang bite.
Oh, das hat sich gut angefühlt.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Is it my turn yet?
Sure thing. Come on over.
Alright, here we go. Oh, she's got a collar that blocks it. Okay. Come on. And...
Dang it, that collar's in the way.
yeah, I
Or the
missed.
challenge makes it more fun.
There we go.
Reinhard, the hot old vampire wore me out.
Me too, Maxie.
Fighting
I
video.
feel as though I have set up a mail server.
I don't know why she didn't say our line, but, I don't know what Zuka Fludemaus means. Blood love, I think? Too tired. You're too sexy for me. Is the German there?
Und du, cowboy? Next time we will talk about that thing you mentioned earlier.
No. We're not a fan of that
sure
one.
thing, fella. You can help me
Oh,
with my new laser printer.
he does not mean sugar. That's right, not sucker. Yeah.
Now that I've had something to
He
drink,
was
I
not
should
talking
probably
about
get to my
the
coffee.
not talking about the laser printer, Sam. I'm sorry. Thank you for the
Sam, wait a
reminder.
moment. I see you got your fill. Are you heading out?
Yeah, I figure I could use some shut-eye. I locked up my coffin over at the storage center.
Storage center. Please, you can use my guest coffin. I insist. You must be well rested for the challenges ahead.
Yeah, so it's probably something
Got a
like
big night
Sweetheart.
tomorrow, huh? I should get a good day's sleep.
Wonderful. Please, follow me.
Thanks, Andy.
Well, dang. This is mighty plush.
Is there
Guess it's one of them
TV in
smart
here?
coffins. Let's see what's on TV.
There's a TV in the coffin. Incredible.
Hey, I remember this movie. We were so proud to finally get some representation. Not sure I should stay up watching movies, though. Well, ain't much else to do in here.
I didn't recognize
I
what
think it's
clip,
about time I
what
hit
movie
back.
that's a clip from.
Hope I'm cut out for all this.
At least I don't recognize that particular clip. It might have been Nosferatu, since they mentioned that earlier.
Samuel, good evening. I hope you slept well.
Oh, it's like kind of, we've got a little, my clients, my ramblings.
Like the dead, as they say.
I was hoping to save you some breakfast, but I've already sent them on their way.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still pretty full from last night. Them goth types were practically throwing themselves at me.
I am not surprised. Perhaps I should be concerned that some of my guests will follow you home.
Well, gosh, if I still had mortal circulation, I'd be blushing.
Why are you so embarrassed, Samuel?
Ah, hell. Guess we should just save it for therapy, huh? We're gonna get started now?
If you like.
Why not? I'm eager to get going.
Very well. Let's start with the first question any therapist asks then. What brought you to me? Why is becoming a therapist so important to you?
This I'm very
Well,
intrigued to
gosh,
learn.
I remember what it was like, being all angry, hungry, and scared all the time. It ain't no way to live. When I see vampires acting the way I used to, I just need to show them there's more to unlife.
And why is that up to you?
You, of all people, know how lost our kind can be. Preying on the weak, dating mortal high schoolers.
Twilight
I've got to
reference.
make them see their potential. That's what I'm here for. I know it.
That is a lot of responsibility to place on yourself.
You got a funny look in your eye. Am I doing one of them distortion things?
You are most perceptive.
Indeed.
Yes. Perhaps you can tell me what it is. When you say you are here to make vampires see the world differently, in what way are you distorting reality?
Control
Well, I
fallacy.
guess that's a control fallacy, right? I can't assume I'll be able to help other vampires the way I was helped.
Very good, Samuel. Control fallacies are hard to avoid when one feels strongly about something. Your fate is not to transform every vampire you ever meet, even those who are your clients. You will do what you can do, and that is enough. But I am eager to learn how you develop this desire to help our kin find a different way of thinking.
Well, like
This
I told
game
you
is
when I
so
first
good.
emailed you, I was a real nasty son of a bitch when I first became a vampire. When I look back and see what a no-account piece of shit I was, I ain't nothing but embarrassed. It all seems pretty stupid to me now. Here we are living forever and all we can do is kill? That's the dumbest thing I ever did here.
Being mean to yourself,
I am
Samuel.
going to stop you for a moment.
Yep.
Stupid, no account piece of shit, nasty son of a bitch, dumbest thing. Do you hear the way you are talking about yourself?
With respect, sir, I earned all them names.
No.
I killed women and children. Half the ghost towns out west are my doing. I didn't think of nobody but myself.
Pretend you are my therapist. If I sat here and called myself
Yeah, it's
a
definitely
good-
I'd say
labeling.
you were doing some labeling.
There you go.
And I guess I'd tell you to look at
Hey,
yourself a
you
little
get
more
5
kindly.
correct in a row. Confident cowboy.
Extend the same compassion to yourself then, Samuel. How are you to move on from being a nasty son of a bitch if you are labeling yourself? If you wish to be a guide to other vampires, you must start with compassion for them and for yourself. So, now that you've gotten all that horrible name-calling out of the way, please tell me, how did you find your sense of purpose?
This game has kind of hooked me, I'll be
Well,
honest.
I was on the run, you see. The Wild West was ending and the Pinkertons were starting to get the better of my gang. I went into hiding and found a strange group of folks out in the country. They knew I was an outlaw right away, but they didn't judge me for it. They didn't even care that I was a vampire. They welcomed me like a friend, even shared their blood with me. They taught me how to appreciate the beauty of the night, and I started seeing things I'd never noticed before. They taught me my letters, philosophy, and how to question things instead of being scared of them. I think about them every day of my own life. They somehow freed themselves of all the judgments of the time and were better off for it.
These must have been the 19th century American transcendentalists, yes?
Yes, sir. I'm glad I died when I did, because their like just don't exist no more. Once my community died out, I started walking. That was something else.
That's
taught me how to
real.
do. There ain't nothing like having a walk and a think.
That's a great event to have your vampire therapist character be attached to. Is what's that? I can never say that word. The transcendentalist
I
movement.
walked in nature for
from the
about
1900s.
90 years and just took in all the grace and beauty of my country. I guess I was kind of selfish, though. I should have been helping other vampires the way the transcendentalists helped me.
Transcendentalists, thank you.
Why?
Why waste 90 years walking when I should have been helping others? Seems pretty obvious to me. I could have done a lot of good in that time.
But your should turns that which you could find fulfilling into a duty. You create an extrinsic motivator. Good statements are another cognitive distortion, something created by
Should,
your own
would,
mind.
could.
Nature asks almost nothing of you.
Good
Even
job,
if your
Andy.
should comes from a place of good, it creates undue pressure. And what do we do once we are pressured? We resent the shoulds. We procrastinate. And as you know, we have a lot of time to procrastinate.
You got that right. Why do today what you could do next century?
Exactly. Should statements remove the intrinsic joy from that which you find fulfilling?
Huh. That's a genius way to do it. I'm trying to think of where to put me. I might actually shrink myself a little bit and sit up here, so I don't block any text now that our bottom thing is growing.
We really should do?
Of course, there are things we must do, but nature herself tells us what they are. We invent the rest. Listen closely. See whether you can find the should state. I should go to the vampire dentist. You know what they say. If you have bad fangs, you get bad blood.
That one's
I
fine.
should drink blood today. I should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date. I should be wary of sexually transmitted diseases. Did you miss my should statement? Let's try again. I should go to the vampire dentist.
That's the one. No one should go to a dentist.
That is not true. How long has it been since you've seen a dentist, Samuel?
I missed the date one, I think.
I'd rather keep it that way.
We'll talk about that in another session. I should drink blood today. I should take my blood partner Crimson out.
Saying you should take Crimson out on a date is a should statement. You've turned
there we
something
go.
you want to do into something you
I
have
missed
to
it the
do.
first time.
That's right, Samuel. You know, I couldn't be more pleased with you.
Well, thanks, I suppose. But if you don't mind my saying so, I hope you're treating that mortal lady right.
Thank you. Please, ask her yourself. I imagine she would share her blood with you. You look like her type.
Hold on. I've only been in Europe for a couple of days. I ain't gonna go after my teacher's girlfriend.
She does what she wishes, and that is why I chose her as my blood partner. Samuel, even if it beats no longer, you have a good heart. I think you will be an excellent therapist.
So far, that good heart of mine hasn't amounted to much, but I'm willing to give it my best
Being
shot.
unkind to yourself,
You're
there, Sam.
uncomfortable with praise, aren't you, Samuel?
Yep.
Every time I say something positive, you find a way to negate it.
I just don't think I should be doing any bragging. I spent my first 50 years killing. I spent the next 90 walking in the woods. I've tried to walk a better path since then, but...
I did not say you were. Having met several so-called saints, I can attest that none of them were either. I understand your discomfort, Samuel. I, too, have done terrible things that I cannot erase. But is erasing the good I have done worthwhile?
Well, I guess when you put it like that, it sounds kind of silly.
It's another cognitive distortion.
Disqualifying the positive.
Disqualifying the positive.
I am really bad about disqualifying the positive.
I understand that the actions of your past are difficult to bear. But what we are here to do is accept reality, with both its positive and negative aspects. I am not saying that you should disqualify your negative actions, but merely note, let us try an exercise.
Here we go.
I am Andromachos, one of the most Before I became the vampire I am now, I did exceptionally terrible things.
There's no positive there, that's just all negative.
I have defiled the innocent. I have killed countless. The good I now do pales in comparison.
There it is.
One. You're literally disqualifying the positive by comparing it to the evil stuff you've done.
Well
There we
done,
go.
Samuel. I believe the recognition
Yay!
of this
We're
distortion
holstered up.
will serve you well when you start to see clients tomorrow.
Whoa, tomorrow? I only just started learning these here cognitive distortion things.
I will, of course, be with you. You needn't worry. I can sense your
But tomorrow, I just don't feel ready yet.
My friend,
You got this,
we are
Sam.
never truly ready. But if it would ease your concerns, we can practice with further examples. Would that be helpful to you?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
I think I'm good.
All right, Samuel. You must be hungry now. I suggest you get a liter.
How much is a liter?
Just get enough to drink, Samuel. We will not be able now. Please excuse me. I do have a date with Crimson tonight. I suspect I shall not return until nearly morning.
Oh, yeah, of course. I hope you have...
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace is a hilarious greeting between vampires. I suspect Sam doesn't know what a gallon is either, but yeah, could have told him to admit that it's about 1/6 of a gallon. Trying to think of when that measuring system was implemented here in America.
Samuel, glad to see you are awake. Your first client is on his way.
Alright. I am going to end the trip checks out here. I plan to keep going because this is a game I would like to continue to do more of, but for the trip checks out, I'm going to pause it here. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have, and I'll see you next time, YouTube.
Hello, what's happening? It's that man in black and green. Sometimes sweet and saccharine. Sometimes he be as mad as me. Insanity, persistently, forever